Anyway, my name is John Brenneman. I want to thank everybody for joining us today for this Regent Seven Seas webinar. As you may know, we do one or two of these every month, so we certainly appreciate you joining us today. Presentation today is going to take place in basically three parts. I'm going to start out and tell you a little bit about MOAA Vacations. I know some of you have attended webinars in the past, but we do have some new people. This is their first webinar, so I just want to go through real quick and talk about MOAA Vacations. I'm then going to turn it over to Jodi Murphy, who's the sales manager at Regent Seven Seas, and she's going to talk about Regent Seven Seas, who they are, the all-inclusive luxury experience that they provide, as well as giving some information on a couple of special group departures we have set up for MOAA members such as yourself. And at the very end, we always like to end with a Q&A, so we have the opportunity to answer all your questions. If you'd like, there is a chat option on this presentation or the webinar. So feel free ask questions during the webinar if any of them come up, and we'll either try answering them during the webinar. We'll most certainly get to all the questions when the webinar ends. I do want to let everybody know we are recording this webinar. We will send everyone a copy of the presentation. It takes a while to download it and then upload it to YouTube. So either this evening or tomorrow, we will get everybody a copy of this so you can watch it again if you'd like. One of the things we do at MOAA Vacations is any of the specials that we offer. For example, we'll talk more today, I'm sure, about we have a exclusive amenity with Regent Seven Seas, which is a $250 shipboard credit on any ship, any sailing date. And all the other amenities and savings and everything that we offer is available not only to you, but your friends and family as well. So when you're traveling, if you want to take people along with you, travel with other guests, and we know traveling in small or large groups really adds a lot to the travel experience. So feel free to share this webinar with your friends and family if you'd like, and most certainly invite them along if you'd like them to join you. So with that being said, MOAA Vacations, for those of you who aren't familiar, we are MOAA's official travel agency. We actually started working with MOAA with travel in 1998. We actually were working with MOAA for a few years prior to that on a vision product. So we've been with MOAA for a long, long time. And of the 30,000 plus travel agencies that are in the United States still, the reason that we were selected to be the official travel agency is our service. We provide a superior service than any other travel agency in the country. We do this through a number of internal procedures that we have. For example, one of which is that if a member ever has a problem with their cruise or their tour or whatever it is, either before they travel, during their trip, or when they return, I actually handle all of those customer issues personally. So if you ever have a problem, you'll actually contact me. And because of this service that we actually provide travel on a satisfaction guarantee basis. We are the only travel agency in the country that does that. And we can do that because we know that when you book through us, that even if you have any problems, I will personally resolve those for you, and you'll be completely satisfied. People like to talk about pricing. We used to actually have this kind of as a component of the service guarantee. And what I always used to tell people is if you traveled and you paid too much, you obviously wouldn't be satisfied. But enough people ask about it that I thought it was important to start mentioning it. So we do guarantee the lowest price. In addition to the service and the lower price, we do have an amenity program. And these are exclusive amenities that we have negotiated with a variety of different vendors to offer a value add to MOAA members in recognition of your membership in MOAA. I touched already on Regent. With Regent, this is the $250 shipboard credit you receive on any Regent Seven Seas cruise that you book. We have a similar program with Oceania. It's actually 200 instead of 250. A number of other cruise lines have programs. And then with the tour companies, since we can't do onboard credit, nobody wants a tour bus credit because there's really not a lot to buy on a tour bus. We actually do an additional dollars off. And then these are amenities that are basically, for example, we do $50 or $100 off depending on the length of the tour with Colette Vacations. So if you were to book a Colette vacation, you would receive an additional discount on top of our already lowest price. And then the last thing we talk about about what MOAA Vacations and what makes us unique and why we should be your travel agency of choice is the group departures. And this is the opportunity to increase the fun factor, for lack of a better word, of your next vacation by the camaraderie and the added enjoyment you'll have by traveling with your fellow MOAA members. The groups we're going to talk about today are smaller groups. Some of you may know we also have signature groups, and these signature groups are, we just actually, I literally just got back from Portugal last week, where we actually had the entire ship, which was for MOAA, and we did a Uniroll cruise, and that cruise actually just ended Sunday. So we do those as well. But that's for another time or another discussion. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn it over to Jodi, and Jodi is going to talk about Regent. Regent is a great partner of ours. I think when you see what they offer and everything that they include in your cruise vacation is why we talk about how they are the most all-inclusive cruise line, the most all-inclusive luxury cruise line that there is. As soon as I turn it over to Jodi, I am going to post a link to a website in the chat so everybody can click on it and see it. And there's basically two pages to this little Regent website. The first one, the home page, I guess is what we would call it, actually talks a little bit about Regent. It does include a list of everything that's included, because when Jodi starts talking about all the inclusions on a Regent cruise, you have to be furiously taking notes to keep track of everything that's included. So on that home page, you're going to see that list of all the inclusions. We also have the itinerary map and some additional information on the two groups that Jodi's going to talk about. I know a lot of people like to see the map when we talk about the itinerary. And once again, I know we're going to send you a copy of this video, but it's a lot easier just to look at a map and see what the itinerary is. And then on that page at the very top, it talks about a value comparison. And I know Jodi's going to talk about this as well. But when you compare the value you receive from a Regent to other luxury lines or other premium lines, you're going to see that they actually offer the same, or even in some cases, a better value. And it shows it for a number of different destinations. So you can click on Alaska or Mediterranean or Europe or whatever it is, and you'll see those tabs at the top. You can actually compare what you receive and the value you receive from Regent against, as I said, other luxury lines or the premium line as well. And you can actually visually see what that value is. So I'm going to post that in the comments. We will also include a link to that website when we send everybody a copy of the video, as I said, either this evening or tomorrow morning. So when you get that video and you can watch it again, you will once again have that link so you can click on it and see in more detail and in a static visual kind of sense of what we're actually talking about today. So without any further ado, I'm so happy that Jodi's able to join us today. I'm sure most people heard they just waived the restriction on Sunday morning, Saturday night, however you want to talk about it, about having to be tested to come back to the United States, which is a huge deal. I know even personally, when you're traveling abroad, there's kind of a minor stress always in the back of your mind with that concern about that testing coming back. So that's been removed. I'm sure Jodi would agree that since then, it has just been crazy busy. I know Jodi rushed here from another meeting so she could join us today. So I want to thank her for taking the time out to talk to us today. She's a great partner, not only to MOAA Vacations, but to the clients who travel with her. So without further ado, Jodi, tell us more about Regent.
Well, thank you very much, John. And it is very true. I just got here at the nick of time to do this webinar for you guys today. So I really appreciate you coming on, showing up to listen to what we have to say. And John and his team are amazing partners with us. And they've been wonderful, wonderful to work with. John, do you want to mute your self as well? I'm going to also turn off my video as to not distract you with my head in the corner so you're able to see my screen fully. So let's get started here. So hopefully today you find your next vacation, next cruise, and it's on Regent Seven Seas Cruises. I do want to quickly talk about our health and safety. Of course, everything is evolving and changing, but we do have a really wonderful science-backed plan that we came up with that a team of experts worked on. So we are taking care of everyone. We've got this wonderful thing called contact tracing on board, where if you upload your picture when you are checking in with us, and so with that picture, we know where you have been on the public spaces, on the ship. So if you came in contact with someone that was infected, or if you yourself tested positive for COVID, we would know who you came in contact with. So as of right now, and face coverings is here, but face coverings actually is no longer required, except in a destination that requires it, like Greece, for example. But everywhere else, Regent is not requiring face coverings unless, again, the destination. We will be returning, we are allowing to be back at full guest capacity on board, but as you'll see shortly, our ships are small, our crew to guest ratio is small, and even at full capacity, you'll feel very comfortable sailing on Regent. We do have our website that has frequently asked questions where you can check for information, itinerary updates, pre-cruise requirements, everything under the sun with health and safety protocols. We have it available for you to find. And then when your cruise is 30 days prior to start date, we will have a section on our website that is for your cruise specifically. So it gives the information on destination, requirements, country, wherever you're going, everything will be right there for you to see. And we timestamp it so that you know when that last update was made for your specific voyage. And we also send all of this information out in emails as well. We've been quite on top of it, and I think that it's very helpful to your travel advisor and to yourself, and with that ease of comfort. So we returned to service in September 11th of last year, and we are 100% back in the water with all 5 of our ships currently sailing. Now, we have 5 ships, and we do have another ship coming soon, which we'll talk about, but we have our Seven Seas Explorer and Seven Seas Splendor, which Explorer came into our fleet in 2016 as the most luxurious ship ever built. Seven Seas Splendor came in 2020 in February, had her one maiden voyage, and then was shut down due to COVID. So she still has that beautiful new car smell, and just luxury perfected is what the ship is branded as. And then we have our Seven Seas Mariner and Seven Seas Voyager. These are sister ships, and all suite, all balcony are all 4 that I just named. And then we have our Seven Seas Navigator. Navigator is our smallest ship at 482 passengers, the only ship that we have that offers anything other than balcony. There are 2 categories that have window staterooms. So the largest of our ships has 732 guests. That would be the Splendor and the Explorer. Mariner has 684 and Voyager has 680. So as you can see, our ships are very small. Now, coming November of 2023 is a brand new ship, Seven Seas Grandeur, and she is branded as a Heritage of Perfection. This ship will also have 732 guests, and I'm just so excited to be able to bring this ship into our fleet and even elevate that luxury even further with Grandeur. So just to give you some images of what this beautiful ship will look like. This would be our main dining room, Compass Rose. And grandeur, being a heritage of perfection, is bringing images from the past, but elevating it into the future. It's got these beautiful textures all throughout the ship, with here these leather walls with these flowers popping out at you. Chartreuse is our French restaurant. This is Prime 7, our steakhouse. Everything is unique in itself and elegant. This would be a concierge suite, the lighter colors, spacious suites, of course, an observation lounge. It's hard to see here, but this chandelier is just hundreds of thousands of crystals. And I can't say enough of how excited I am to bring on a new ship. And so as you'll see here, the guest capacity, again, 732, but the crew to guest ratio is 1 to 1.3 with Seven Seas Grandeur. And with us, the average crew to guest ratio for all of our ships is 1 to 1.4. So you will receive that personalized service that Regent is known for when you sail with us. And we're about unrivaled space at sea, but we've always been about unrivaled space at sea, but we highlighted it even more once the pandemic started, because personal space and having that elbow room we knew was extremely important. People were not going to be apt to sail on those larger ships with thousands of people anymore. And we want to show you and to understand that with Regent, it's just that space and that comfort, and it's not feeling like you're on a crowded ship with thousands and thousands of other people. I'd like to show you this video here, and hopefully it.
As we embark on our 30th anniversary, I'm reminded of all the aspects that truly make Regent such an unrivaled experience. Our guests, our crew and staff, our partners. But the best way to explain it is to experience it.
All right, we could go all the way back to when Regent was Radisson, and we were smitten with the whole concept of touring, or cruising, really, in those days, and the bug bit us, and we have stuck around all these years since then.
And because of the people and the friendships that we have made on these trips, it's just fabulous.
That's the thing that's really great about it, is that there's something for everybody. There's quite a diverse number of different tours, and it's all included, and it's always exactly what you want.
What makes Regent so special? It's a tough question. There's so many things about Regent that are special.
It's been a wonderful experience, made a lot of good friends, terrific memories.
This has by far exceeded all of our expectations. Incredible time, the vacation of our lives.
What makes Regent so special is actually the spirit of family. It's actually the caring, the love, and of course the spirit that we show to our guests.
But to me, the Regent family is what makes it so special. It's that connection between our guests, our crew, and our travel partners.
Regent is a fantastic family for our guests.
Definitely feels like a family.
The guests and the crew, the interaction there was among each other was something that I never experienced before. Am I dreaming, or what is the trick? It must be somewhere.
I think from our very first Regent cruise 9 years ago, from then on, it's been Regent, because nobody can compare to the service and the quality, the food, the whole package is perfect.
They really, they care for you, they care about you, they're friends, they're not just working for the company. They're very special. And we all care about them.
From the beginning, it has been in our DNA to provide guests an exceptional onboard experience, including personalized and friendly service and immersing our guests in destinations throughout the world.
The service on board, everything that Regent does for you just makes you want to come back again and again.
just happy to be home kind of feeling. And I get choked up just thinking about it. They are family. For sure, yes.
It has been an incredible journey over these past 30 years, and I'm so excited for us to experience the next 30 together.
A huge congratulations, Regent, on your 30th anniversary, and here's to another 30 more. Long may she sail.
Happy 30th anniversary, Regent.
It's really a good experience. The 30-year is a good mark, and they've done a really good job, and the evolution of Regent has been spectacular.
Happy anniversary, Regent.
Happy birthday, Regent, to another wonderful 30 years together.
Happy 30th anniversary, Regent Seven Seas Cruises.
Regent is magnifique.
Happy anniversary, Regent.
I love that video. And the single woman, she has sailed over 2,000 nights with Regent, is the highest tier status. But it makes me tear up a little to see, because it is a family, and that's how it's always felt to me. And I've been with Regent for 22 years. So even in the offices and working, not on board the ships, it's always been a family. And it is true. It's something that keeps people coming back to Regent. So I hope that you would join our family. I think once you get on board Regent, you'll decide that that's the family you choose to stay with. I wanted to also talk to you a little bit about what we believe actually sets us apart from all of the rest. So we've got 5 pillars, we call them, and they're Immersive Exploration, Impeccable Service, Luxurious Suites, Exquisite Cuisine, and Every Luxury Included. And so many people don't truly understand the value of Regent and everything that we include on board and before or in the pricing of your fare. So if you're flying intercontinentally, you will be flying in business class air, no matter the suite category that you book with us. We include economy air on domestic flights, free unlimited shore excursions, and that's multiple tours in every single port of call, free 2 or 3 night land programs on select voyages, and those destinations would be like Asia, Africa, South America. We offer a free 1 night pre-cruise hotel package and concierge suites and above. We have unlimited beverages, and that includes fine wines and spirits, open bars and lounges. Your in-suite minibar is replenished daily, and that's included. And those include bottled water, specialty coffees, freshly squeezed juice at breakfast. A lot of those things add up on those other cruise lines. Also, gratuities are included, and yes, they absolutely are included. Specialty dining, transfers with our air package, free unlimited Wi-Fi, and free valet laundry service. And this is new for us since we started back. And I tell you, the amount of people that have raved about the valet laundry. You send it in the morning and it is back in the evening, and they wrap up your clothes in tissue paper and put a sticker on it, and it is just another extra level of luxury and service that you never knew you needed, I think. So all of these things included with Regent in the price of your fare. And it's so important, and we do these comparisons because we want to show you, because a lot of times, well, you'll see our price, and our price is higher than maybe another luxury or definitely a premium cruise starting fare. But what you need to understand is that we include it all in the cost of the cruise. So on that premium cruise ship that's got 2,489 passengers, their fare starts out a lot less. And in this example, it's $1,906. But you've got to add on air and transfers and shore excursions, Wi-Fi, gratuities, bar drinks and wine, dining, government taxes and fees. So in the end, if you would have sailed on this premium cruise to Alaska compared to Alaska with Regent, you would have spent more money sailing on that larger ship with 2,489 passengers. And, you know, it's luxury to just have it all taken care of, and you don't have to worry about a thing with Regent. And so many of our guests love that. Again, it's why they choose Regent, because once they pay, they have nothing else to worry about. So definitely talk to your MOAA travel advisor. They can explain this to you as well. As John mentioned, he has a section of the website that's got these comparisons on it, and you can look at it. Now, not always, I will be honest, do we come out as less expensive, but very close or a little more. But it depends on, what type of experience are you looking for. So your Regent cruise is going to start intercontinentally with this wonderful business class seat. You're going to get to the ship and see here are perfectly sized ships compared to some of these larger that we were mentioning. Now, this is not even our smallest, not even our largest ship. This is our Seven Seas Voyager. So look at the difference in size, though, of even a 732 passenger ship, the difference between what Regent would look like at the embarkation process compared to the others. Now, our guests believe that we do have the perfectly sized ships, and they have an array of accommodations and things for you to do on board. So 480 to 732 guests. We've got social areas. You can be as close to others or as not close to others as you like with Regent. It's all up to you, and you have those options. There's ample space on the pool deck. There's always a pool lounger available. You can sit near others. You can sit by yourselves. So many options. And then two of our ships, we've got an outdoor seating, a coffee connection, indoor and outdoor actually, with Splendor and Explorer. So you can enjoy your coffee in this outdoor area or on your own personal balcony or inside. Everything is spacious on Regent, and it doesn't seem like there are all of those other people on board. Now, of course, luxurious suites, we've got 98% private balcony. So remember, I had one ship of ours that is anything other than balcony with two categories that are window. Butler service is included in Penthouse Suites and above. We've got walk-in closets, spacious marble bathrooms, beautiful, beautiful suites. And this isn't even the largest suite, but you see, it's like a home away from home. You've got the seating area, a dining table, a separate bedroom. It's really a comfortable way to enjoy your vacation with your friends and family and to not feel overcrowded. And this is an example of another suite. This is on Seven Seas Mariner. This is our Penthouse Suite. And this picture doesn't even do this suite justice. From where the picture is taken, where you can't see in the frame, there is so much more space. This is a wonderful large suite, and it's got a full wraparound couch in the back there, if you can see. This would be a Penthouse Suite on the Explorer and Splendor. So compared to the last slide that I showed you, you can see how they're different on our newer class ship. So you've got a bedroom area where you actually close off the door if you'd like, with a little dining area, living room area. I love these and the colors of these suites themselves. Into a Penthouse Suites. This is category A and B on Seven Seas Voyager. Another separate bedroom, separate bathroom. Very beautiful. And our balconies are some of the largest balconies at sea. And I would say on Splendor and Explorer, you could, on some of those balconies, you could have a party of 12. And I'm not joking with that. Now, impeccable service is something that Regent is known for, and it keeps our guests coming back. I have heard so many stories of amazing things that the crew has done to go above and beyond to make someone's time special on board, something that they didn't have to do. Every detail is truly taken care of, and everyone on board really does try to go above and beyond to make sure that you have an amazing vacation as you had ever hoped or dreamed to have. Now, we spoke about our suites being so spacious, and they're actually so spacious that you can dine in your suite with either in the suite or on the balcony, and there's no extra charge for that. During dinner, you can actually use the menu from the main Compass Rose main dining room, and again, no extra charge, and they'll serve it to you course by course, just like you were if you were eating in the actual restaurant. So it's a nice option to be able to have. Also 24-hour room service. Sometimes you might not, feel like wanting to go out to dinner on the public areas of the ship. Then of course the dedicated butlers, they are in penthouse suites and above. They're there to do whatever it is, to an extent of what you would like them to do. They can unpack for you. They bring you canapes every afternoon, personalized to whatever you like. They'll help you with shore excursions. They'll help you with additional dining reservations. They've always got a smile on their face, and they are there to go the extra mile. And the dedicated suite attendants are there. There are not endless staff entering your suites. So they are dedicated to their suites. They find out what you like, what your preferences are, and they remember that and make your trip special with Regent. Our next pillar is Exquisite Cuisine. And where are my slides here? Okay, we've got multiple dining options in many venues, and specialty restaurants, there's no additional charge for those. All we ask is that you make a reservation for these specialty venues. And in-suite dining, again, as I had mentioned, but our Compass Rose, our main dining room, is what a lot of people have referred to as their favorite specialty restaurant at sea, when it's, not a specialty restaurant at all. Because from our Compass Rose main dining room menu, you have their menu selections, and then every night there are different menu selections offered that could be from the specialty venues or just different things that they offer. So you could try all of the food from the specialty venues to the main dining room menus without ever leaving the main dining room, where you can dine at whatever time with however many people you choose, no reservations required. Now, outdoor spaces, we've got a wonderful new concept, a newer concept where we're offering a casual dining option. Now, to take a step back, we are not fancy dressy, I would say. Our dress code is country club casual. So in this image here, a collared shirt for men and slacks, and a blouse for women, slacks, a dress. All that is required of a dressing up with Regent, starting at 6 p.m. When the evening time begins. But sometimes maybe you've been touring all day and you don't feel like eating from room service or from your room specifically. You can actually go to the Pool Grill for a casual dining option that we offer, and it has been very well received as well. You can actually eat outside 3 times a day should you choose, because we have options of restaurant venues that have outdoor seating available. The specialty venues on board our ships are magnificent. This is Pacific Rim on Seven Seas Explorer, so an Asian fusion type venue. We have our Prime 7, our steakhouse, which is one of my favorites. Being from the Midwest, I love a ribeye, but there are so many other options here with the lobster and crab legs, truffle fries. The best dessert that you may ever have is this chocolate caramel popcorn sundae. It is just amazing. And then we have a modern French venue called Chartreuse. And this is, your creme brulee and your rack of lamb and so many other things. I actually sailed in December on one of our ships, and I thought the Prime 7 was my favorite, but now it's a close tie between Chartreuse and Prime 7 because it was absolutely amazing, mouth-watering food. So hopefully we'll get you on board and get you to try it. Now, our 5th pillar, immersive exploration, you hear a lot of people say immersive and being able to immerse yourself into the destinations. And like everyone else, that word it's important. It means a lot. And with us, there are so many ways that you can do that. And we offer over 450 destinations worldwide with 350 plus UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So we've got many, many options of things that you're able to do to just do and see everything that you want in the destination. And talking about a couple of these, I wanted to mention the free unlimited shore excursions. And these are truly, truly free unlimited shore excursions. Regent is the most inclusive luxury experience out there. So there may be others that say they're all inclusive, but for example, they say that they include shore excursions, but they only give you an option of one or two to choose from. We have multiple in every single port of call. And our shore excursions, they're not just city tours and walking tours and bus tours. These are some really great shore excursion options that are included. Now, we are working on having our Smart Guide app technology available on all of the guided tours. I know that it is on some and maybe not others, but it is nice that you'll be able to use your own phone and connect to the guide, so you don't have to stand right up front to worry if you're going to miss something, you're not going to hear it, because that way you can stay socially distanced should you choose and not have to be right up front. Now, just to give you an example of when I say free unlimited shore excursions, in the Mediterranean alone, we offer 116 ports of call. We offer 2,124 free shore excursions in the Mediterranean alone. In Alaska, we visit 13 ports and have 238 free included shore excursions that we offer. In South America, 40 ports of call and 361 free included shore excursions. Now, there are other options. We call them Regent Choice shore excursions, where there is a charge or an upcharge for these because they are a little bit more in depth. Like this one here is an example of a tour in St. Catherine's Palace. And this tour specifically is only open for our guests. So to give you some sort of idea of an upgraded tour, it could be also a helicopter tour over a glacier in Alaska, for example. Those types of things, there are additional charges for, but again, you don't have to take those. Now, Regent Choice shore excursions, small group tours, they have a maximum of 16 guests. And our tours, I would say, they're not large groups anyway, but I would say depending on the tour, you know, it could be 20, 30, if you're going on a bus and doing things. So these maximum of 16 guests, they're very nice. And one thing before I forget to mention, John had mentioned the shipboard credit that you receive on every single Regent cruise by booking through MOAA with Regent. And the shipboard credit that you receive can be used to pre-book and pay for any of those Regent Choice shore excursions. So essentially, you don't have to pay when maybe you wanted to do an upgraded tour. So keep that in mind. Now also, maybe you've been to Rome, for example, over and over again, and there's nothing that you think nothing new that you would ever do or see. Well, in Rome, we have opportunities for tours of what we call Go Local tours. So these are different tours where you go into the city, spend the day with the local, do and see things that you never ever would have done before and get that firsthand experience. And they've been very well received as well. And now these are not in every single port of call, but in quite a few. And it could be something that you might want to think about doing. Now, also 2 of our ships, and then soon once our 3rd ship comes into service, they have a culinary arts kitchen. The culinary arts kitchen has classes that you're able to book for cooking classes. So if you're a foodie, I know that you'd be interested in that. And they've got different themes of Italian, French, that sort of thing. But with those cooking classes, and they are a charge, but it is not a lot, maybe some $89 or so, something like that. So with those classes, you actually are able to book these Gourmet Explorer tours. So adding on these Gourmet Explorer tours, you would go into the city with the chef and everyone else that's booked this tour, and pick out the fresh local ingredients that you need to cook in your class in the Culinary Arts Kitchen. Pair it with the most beautiful wines. What an amazing experience. If you are loving those types of things, that is absolutely something I recommend. Now, also say that, you don't feel like going around other people. We do have opportunities and options for you to book a private tour. We have full day and half day private tour options, and you can tell us exactly what you want to do and see in this specific port, and our team will put that together, and you just get in the car and you go and enjoy your day. So there are also those options available. So where will you go next with Regent? So as I'd mentioned, we have over 450 destinations worldwide that we visit with Regent. We offer grand voyages, and these could be longer cruises. So like this Grand European Sojourn, for example, this one is September 5th of 2023. It's a 62-night Stockholm to Athens. Circle South America, Grand Asia Pacific Journey, Grand Arctic Adventure. Now with these also, say that there's a segment of these that you find interesting, but you're not ready to book the full 78 nights on the Grand Arctic Adventure. If that segment is available, you can book that specific segment individually. Now we will be coming out with our next season launch of Grand Voyages next month, actually. And this will have 2024 into 2025. Now, our 2025 World Cruise actually launches tomorrow. This is January 7th, 2025. It's 150 nights on our Seven Seas Mariner, Miami to San Francisco. And the last two World Cruises are 2023 and 2024. When we launched these World Cruises, they sold out. The 2023 sold out in a week. 2024 sold out in 2.5 hours. So we anticipate 2025 to do the same and sell out. And you never know, there could come space available. If you're interested in something like this, reach out right away because the reservations do open tomorrow. Now, with the World Cruises, because they're selling out, we're not opening them up to segments. So you know that. So these most likely will be options to do the full 150 nights. And this one actually has the option to take additional, I believe it's 18 nights from San Francisco to Miami, so that you can take it. It would be a round trip Miami. So I think it's something like 180 days. So if you're free, in January of 2025, I would highly recommend doing something like that. But with the World Cruise, you get amazing additional amenities, and you're very well taken care of, as you should be. So tomorrow, June 15th, reservations open. Now, just to quickly talk about a couple of group departures that we put together for MOAA members, specifically with John and his team. We have a May 30th, 2023. This is our Seven Seas Mariner. And it is a Barcelona to Venice, beaches of the Mediterranean. So we have up to 62 free shore excursions on this sailing. And on this sailing, instead of a $250 shipboard credit, you'll actually receive $400 per shipboard credit for the suite. So Barcelona to Venice, it's got a lot of new places, I think, that maybe you've never been before. Of course, if you've done an itinerary like this, you may have been to Santorini or Sicily, of course, Barcelona, Split, even Couture, but some new places that we thought were very interesting. Now, I wanted to just give you an example of some of the shore excursions that we would offer in a couple of these ports of call. So in Split, Croatia, for example, a 4-hour tour. It's called A Taste of Split. So you explore the old town, which is the UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's a guided walking tour. You'll visit the Roman Emperor 4th century palace complex. You'll examine museums, and I'm sorry, some of these words I'm not able to pronounce, so I don't want to totally mess it up, but these things are so amazing. And with Regent, you know, you are a guest. You're not going on a cruise to sit and on a beach with your toes in the sand. You really want to learn about art and culture and history and music and really see the world and learn. And that is the typical Regent guest. Now, in this port in Greece, this is another tour, and these are both included tours. And I thought they were very interesting from what they do, and throughout the time, you get to learn and see so much. Now, this one actually is a cost, but I also thought it was very interesting. This yoga and wine tasting overlooking Caldera, and this is in Santorini. It's 3.5 hours, $179. But you go to this family-owned winery, which is over the submerged caldera of Santorini. So you'd be able to see the ship down at the bottom while you're there, actually doing your meditative yoga session, then enjoy a tasting of these premier vintages and learn about this distinctive character of the wines, learn about the family, and then, you know, you're able to shop and just get some beautiful pictures and take in this beautiful scenery. And in Spain, in Mahon, I thought this was great as well, because to see ruins and things that you never would have the opportunity to see. And I'd like to mention that also, because Regent ships are small, we can get you into ports that some of those larger ships can't get into because our ships are small. So you can have the ability to check off so many more things from your bucket list and see all of these really neat things. And because we can get there, because our ships are small. Now, we also chose this Alaska cruise, and this is on our Seven Seas Explorer next year. This was, if you remember from the beginning, the Explorer is the most luxurious ship ever built. And again, a $400 shipboard credit with this group, with MOAA, a Vancouver to Seward. And this is a southbound, and it's Alaska, of course. If you've been to Alaska once, I mean, you should probably be to Alaska a few times in your lifetime, because you're going to see different things each and every time you visit Alaska. So some examples of shore excursions here, this Mendenhall Glacier and Whale Quest, it's 5.5 hours. So you'll see, of course, the famous Mendenhall Glacier. You'll cruise in a catamaran through the waters where the humpback whales are commonly seen. And of course, other marine life is available to see. They have this tour in Ketchikan. It's a lumberjack show. I don't think you can participate if you feel like you want to get in there as well, but it's really great to watch this performance, see the tribal dances and songs, the collections of totem poles, and learn all about the history of Alaska. In Seward, this fjords cruise, wow. I mean, this image, to me, I want to go there just by looking at this and looking at that natural beauty of Alaska. And it looks so relaxing, and to see what sort of wildlife to be able to see there. In Sitka, the Sea Otter and Wildlife Quest. So of course, marine life, whales, sea otters, most of the tours in Alaska are going to have opportunities to see things like this, but not all will you see that as well. It depends, but I think that you'll learn a lot with Regent on these shore excursions. And we actually have a naturalist on board, Terry Breen, on every single Alaska cruise. She is there to give lectures about Alaska specifically. She works with us, and she has got a lot of fabulous information that she shares. And then if you're into the Ghosts and the Good Time Girls historic walking tour, which I would personally think that would be something fun to see in Skagway, you can enjoy this walking tour, learn about the ghosts and the history and all of that with a formal brothel of the Red Onion Saloon. So just some examples for you there. Now, MOAA Vacations, just a reminder again, we're going to keep reminding you, $250 per suite shipboard credit on all departures with us, every single departure out there. And this is because we value you, and not everyone gets this. I 100% honest with you there. So this is special just for you MOAA members because it's on every single voyage. Now, we do have an offer if you decide you want to hold something in the next couple weeks. You'll receive a special savings. So you have tomorrow until June 29th. It's on all voyages except the 2025 World Cruise. We'll give you a savings, and that savings is going to depend on the length of the cruise and the suite category you book. So reach out to your advisor because they know all about Regent, and I know that John is going to be sailing on Regent soon. Mike sailed, and they all have had wonderful experiences. So we hope that you also join us on Regent soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Jodi.
Sure thing.
You mentioned earlier there was an echo when I was talking, so I'm hoping that that's no longer the case. I basically muted everything in my office. But anyway, I know we're kind of at the end. I don't see that we've really had a lot of questions. Hopefully here on this slide, you see the 800 number. That is the MOAA Vacations 800 number that we invite you guys to call anytime. A lot of times it might be easier to drop us an email. Typically, when the webinars end, everybody picks up their phone and calls, and then it's difficult to get through. We only have a couple of agents that specialize in Regent. Basically, you know, we have the agents that specialize in river cruises and land tours. And then when you get to the all-inclusive luxury cruises, it's either going to be Mike or Steve. So if, you know, 40, 50 people call all at once, it's kind of difficult to get through. So if you do have a question that you could email at that mail@moavac.com, that might make it a little bit easier. Just let us know what your question might be. Or also if there's an itinerary that you want more information on, or if you want a quote on either one of the groups, or really any destination that they go to, either give us a call or drop us an email. Oh, it looks like we might have a question. So, okay, so the question is, are we requiring COVID testing prior to embarkation? And the answer to that is no, if you're asking is MOAA Vacations requiring it. And actually, Jodi, correct me if I'm wrong, Regent doesn't require it, although we can get you this information. Depending on what country you're sailing out of, they may have requirements. So Jodi let the cat out of the bag and let everybody know that I'm going actually on a Regent cruise later this month. I am sailing out of Athens, and Athens currently requires you to take a test prior to boarding the ship. So in that instance, testing is required. Last week, we had the MOAA signature group departing out of Porto, Portugal on the Douro River, and Portugal does not require testing to board the ship, so that wasn't required. So the testing prior to boarding is going to be based upon the country you select to sail out of, and not a requirement of MOAA Vacations or Regent 7 Seas. That being said, we do recommend that people test before they leave, just to know what your status is. We've been saying that because of the testing to get back in the States. Of course, that's not required any longer. So that's really a personal preference. Jodi, did you want to add anything to the testing requirement before you cruise?
Right, and we no longer require a PCR, but when it is required, it's an antigen test. But we send out lots of information ahead of time to give you other avenues of where you would get your test, or when, if the cruise originated in a U.S. port or non-U.S. port, what would be the last day or the day that you would need to have your test by and all of that. But things are changing so much too. It's really hard to say because in 6 months, who knows what it could be. So
that's an excellent point. Both the groups we talked about where we set up the Mediterranean cruise and the Alaska cruise for 2023, you know, are well, I guess the first one isn't, but are 11, 12 or 13 months away. Last week, if you would have called and said our test required to come back in the United States, we would have said yes. So that's something that just changed at 12:01 a.m. Sunday morning or Saturday night, which is kind of the way most people look at it. So yeah, and it's something I normally say, and so I'm glad you brought that up, Jodi. All we can do is tell you what the requirements are right now. Things are opening up. We would expect that trend to continue. So if you're looking at a cruise even later this year, you know, and I mentioned Athens currently requires a test prior to boarding a cruise ship. That's an Athens, or excuse me, a Greece requirement. The thought process would be, since most countries in Europe are not requiring that eventually Greece will follow suit and no longer require that either. And your agent, be it Mike or Steve, can certainly, you know, if you told them the itinerary you're looking at, they can actually go online and get that information for you of what the current requirements are. But as Jodi said, it's difficult for us to say what it's going to be a month or 2 months down the road. It's impossible to say, you know, what it's going to be like a year from now. But the thought process has always been that as things continue to open up, they're going to continue to open up even more. So, okay. Can you talk about the 2-for-1 all-inclusive fares? Jodi, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. So 2-for-1, it is the way that we advertise our fares. So if you saw our fares that advertised at 10,000, it's going to be 5,000. And it's, I guess, I don't know. Just a lovely way to advertise, always a 2-for-1. So when you see our fares on the website, and actually I think that they've changed the website, so it actually is after the 2-for-1, but the fare, like the brochure fare, it looks double, and then we take off half of each fare to give you the 2-for-1. Now, all-inclusive, it's what I went over in the beginning where you saw that slide, that everything is included from business class air on intercontinental flights to economy air on domestic flights to your drinks, all of your dining, everything. It is all included. And you had heard me say that we are the most inclusive cruise line or luxury experience really out there. Sometimes you go to all-inclusive resorts, but they're actually not really all-inclusive. We are truly all-inclusive. So if you get on board Regent, you literally do not have to pay anything else.
A couple more questions that were on the Q&A screen, and I'm going to do them in reverse order they asked. The first one was, is there an additional charge for solo travelers? And there is. There are dates where the single supplement is less than it is on other dates. That's really kind of, if you're looking to travel as a single, that's the type of thing that you'd want to bring up with your counselor and tell them that you're looking to travel as a single and what dates are available with a reduced single supplement. Two other things I'd like to mention about that. There are almost 70,000 MOAA members who are singles. We do kind of a single share program. This isn't a matchmaking service by any extent. But what it is if you are a male or a female and you're looking to travel on Regent or really anybody, and you would be interested in traveling with a fellow MOAA member, what we do is we keep track of that. And then when another member calls up and says, let's just take Alaska for next year, as an example, let's say that you want to go on Alaska next year and you don't want to pay any single supplement. One way to completely get around that would be if you shared the cabin, or rather, sorry, not the cabin, shared the suite with someone else. And then what we do, if another person, you know, if you're a male, then it would be another male, obviously females and females. And then we just put you in contact with each other. So you would end up, we would, you know, like myself, if I wanted to do it and Mike was the other person, they would put Mike and I in contact with each other, and then we could talk and decide whether or not we thought we could share a suite together for a week. I can tell you we've done this with great success. People have gone together on one cruise, and then they've continued to book cruises together in the future, because Regent, like all the cruise lines, that always have single supplements. Or not always, but almost always have single supplements. One other thing I wanted to talk about, the onboard credit, the $250 onboard credit, or on the two groups when we talk about the $400 onboard credit, that is per suite based on double occupancy. So the $250 shipboard credit, if somebody was traveling as a single, would be half that, $125, unless they're paying a 200% supplement. And that's actually on the web page. If you look at the bottom of that, we'll put the disclaimer, or we put the disclaimer copy. And then Jodi, the other question that I'll pass off to you, since you're much familiar with the ships, is they asked about entertainment on board, if there was an entertainment similar to what they have on the, I guess, the larger ships, because I know cruise ships come in all variety of sizes.
Yes, so we have the shows, the theatrical acts, the Broadway shows, musicians. We've got a show every night of the week. And yes, so we do have that entertainment in the theater, just like those larger ships. There's a casino on board all of the ships. And of course, not entertainment, but fitness center, there's classes, all of that is included. There's also a sports deck. You know, if you wanted to play putt-putt golf or paddle tennis, you know, that kind of stuff. So the ships, you know, they don't have those big water slides and giant things like some of those others, but no.
No ice skating rinks?
No ice skating rinks, no rock climbing walls. You'll have to do that outside of this ship, but plenty of things to do.
Okay. I know we're a little bit over 3, but those were some great questions. I don't see any additional questions, so quick reminder to everyone, you can bring friends and family along. Of course, you can share this information with other MOAA members. I know we talked about a couple of groups, but we do have MOAA special pricing on a lot of sailings, and we obviously have the MOAA exclusive amenity on any ship or any sailing. So give us a call or drop us an email. Let us know what questions you have. Let us know if there's an itinerary or something like that that you would like a quote on or more information on, and we'll get back with you. We'd love to be your travel agent of choice for all of your travel. It comes up all the time when people don't realize we are a full-service travel agency, and we are here to help you with your cruises, your river cruises, your escorted tours, your resorts, your hotels, all of that. So we'd love to be your travel agents of choice for all of your vacation travel. And then Jodi, I'll turn it over to you for the last word.
I just want to thank you all so much. You've got a great team to give you the best service with MOAA, and I've worked with them very closely, especially in the last few months. And hopefully you will understand and see that value of Regent. You'll get on board and you'll be a Regent cruiser for life.
There you go. All right, thanks everyone. We'll talk to you soon. Be on the lookout for the email on this presentation, and hopefully you can join us on next month's webinar as well. Bye everyone.
Thank you.